Alright, so in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a new email address. So the way that you do that is you go to the admin console of Google, and that's admin.google.com, I believe it is. Yeah, admin.google.com. And then you select sign in. Or if you need to enter your credentials, you can do that as well. So we log in here, and this gives us the Google admin section of our Google Apps, which is everything from Google Drive to Google Photos to the documents and everything else. So you get to this dashboard, and we'll select users. And then this is all of the accounts that we already have, so if you ever need to change any, you can. If you need to delete them, or if you want to see if people are actually checking their emails, you can also see the last time that they've signed in. Yeah, I haven't really deleted any emails just in case we ever need to get access to what was sent. We have a large number of available users that we can still add. We've got 27 users, but clearly we're not. Some of them I use have been used to have store projection, like with Google Drive. You get 30 gigabytes, so that allows us to share files pretty easily. So these are all the ones that are in here. But to add a user, you can go down here to this little icon here, or you can click on the one that says add multiple users if you need to add a few. So I'm going to select add a user, and then I'm going to call this person John Smith. And in following with our conventions, his email address is going to be j.smith@wcmc.ca. You can have the temporary password will be assigned, and then if you select create, it will create it for him right here. And then this tells me that a new user has been created, so I can show that password. If I do that, I can print that email, I can save it, I can print it, or I can send it as an email to John Smith. Say he's got, John Smith at Google as his own, then I can do that. And then I can also send a copy to myself so that I know that it went, and then I'd hit send. But I'm not going to do that because I don't know who John Smith at google.com is, and I don't want him to have our access. But that's how you create one. If you ever need to change something, here I'll go to mine. So what you can do is each of the email addresses, this is the basic stuff. If you go to show more, it tells me that I have one admin role, I have 48 Google services enabled. You can move them to different groups, but we don't really use that. But that's some of the details that you can get. I have 176 documents, and then right here is what I was actually looking for, and that's the account. And this allows you to do some neat things. So you can actually create aliases, which are basically just different ways that the emails will come to that same address. So for example, I have g.mcintyre at WCMC. I also have Captain Awesome Sauce at WCMC.ca. I did that just as a test. Media team at WCMC.ca comes to me, and a few other ones that have been routed for different reasons. Another good idea is if there's common mistakes that people make when they're emailing, whether it's forgetting dots or I think with Jason, someone had always I think they were emailing jason.herb, so I just created an alias for it so that he wouldn't miss out on any emails. So we can take a look at what we did for Jason. But it's always a good idea to create anyone. So he's got j.herb as well as youth@WCMC, and then yeah, someone was doing jason.herb@wcmc.ca, as well as wilmotcentermc.ca is our old domain name, and we keep that because it helps with our search engine optimization. The older domain you have, the more credibility you have, so that rates you higher on that. So good idea to do that. If you ever need to, you can, if there's been a security breach or whatever, you can click this and require the user to change the password the next time they're in. That can annoy some people, but it's not a bad idea sometimes, because a lot of times we're pretty lax with security on things. The other thing that you can do, and that would be going back to here, yeah, you can force them to reset the password, and you can also say someone's gone or they're on a disciplinary leave or whatever you need to. You can also suspend the account, which doesn't delete anything. It just means that they can't log into it, and that account has been suspended. Or you can delete it, but I don't really like to delete accounts, just in case there's any time that you need to get information, especially if they're working with kids or vulnerable people. You may need to pull up some email records potentially. And then you can also rename the user, but we don't need to do that, so we'll cancel that. But that's kind of the basic spots for Gmail and how we work with Google Admin. So hope that was helpful.